The post meta element from Thrive Theme Builder allows you to incorporate into your templates basic information about your posts or pages, such as the category they belong to, the post date, or the author that has created that post or page. Now let's jump right into the steps for adding and using this element on your Thrive Theme Builder templates. So first of all, access the template you want to work on. You can quickly access the template section of your Thrive Theme Builder from here, and then look up the template you want to edit. Once you find it, simply click on Edit, and you will be taken directly to this view, so to this Thrive Theme Builder editor, where you can start using the options available here. So let's just open the right sidebar list of elements and look for the Post Meta 1, which is listed right here under the Article Components section. So I'm just going to drag and drop it onto my template. And now with this placed onto my template, you can see that this is in fact made of text elements. So the breadcrumbs from here might be helpful if you're trying to figure out which element you are currently editing. So all this is made out of text elements. Furthermore, you can also notice that this element has dynamic parts, which means that they will change depending on the post or page you are previewing this on. Now in the left sidebar, you can use the options that are available for the text element if you want to change the way it looks. So these are the usual formatting options that you have when customizing a text. And besides the ones available here in the left sidebar, you also have the ones available here in this panel located at the top of your template. So besides customizing this entire element, you can also select individual parts and customize them separately. So you can delete certain texts, you can add new ones instead, so this is entirely up to you. Of course, these parts that are underlined, so the dynamic ones, cannot be changed, and I'm referring here to this text that I'm highlighting when I click on them. So these dynamic parts are pulled in from your website, and this cannot be modified from here. So you cannot click here and type something else instead. This is actually the category in which this post has been created, and it cannot be changed. What you can do instead is modify the source of the dynamic text. So the default dynamic information displayed here whenever you drop this element onto your template is the category type, which is this one. Then you have the date of the post, the author name, and then the number of comments. And just as already mentioned, as this is dynamic text, it cannot be changed from here. You cannot change what it shows, what it's written right here. But what you can do is check out its dynamic behavior if you preview this template on another piece of content that maybe has a different author or it belongs to a different category. Okay, so what happens if you want, for example, to add a new dynamic text to this element? So you can quickly do that by adding a new text element to it. And then here add a placeholder text, let's say author role. And then with this selected, you can access this dynamic option from here, select the post as your source. And then here in this second drop-down list, I'm going to select author role. And as soon as I'm going to click insert, you will see that this has changed into a dynamic text, which displays the role of the author who has written this post. So the placeholder text that I've initially added here has turned into a dynamic one that now pulls in the data from my website and displays the information as per the source that I've configured right here. Now what I'm going to do is open this content dropdown from here and just load this template onto a different post just to see how this text from here changes. But first, let me just make sure I've saved my work. And now let's preview this on another blog post. So now you can see that this particular post on which I'm previewing my template is uncategorized, so it doesn't belong to any category. It was published on this date by Julia, and her WordPress user role is the author one. Lastly, let me show you how you can turn this dynamic text into a clickable one. So let me just preview the blog post that I was initially working on. And then in order to make this category a clickable text, let's just select it and then go once more here onto the dynamic text option and make sure this checkbox is selected. And this will allow you to link to a specific part of your website, in this case to my blog post archive. And what I can also do here is select how exactly I would like to open this on click. So I'm gonna just leave it as it is, which means it will open in a new tab. Now let's click on update. Save the work once more and preview this template in a separate window to show you how this works. So now if I'm going to click here on this text that I've turned into a clickable one, I will be redirected to all the blog posts that belong to this category. Now similarly, if you're going to apply the same to your author name, for example, you will be redirected to all the posts written by this author, and so on. Now, hopefully this tutorial about the post meta element was useful to you. Don't hesitate to check out the other tutorials of this type if you want to learn more about Thrive Team Builder.